Acting in the best interest of Los Angeles public safety and for the operations of the Los Angeles Fire Department, I just met with Chief Crowley and removed her as fire chief.
Mayor Karen Bass ousting Kristen Crowley as LA Fire Chief.
The president of the Fire Commission telling Chief Crowley to do an after-action report on the fires. The fire chief refused. We all know that 1,000 firefighters that could have been on duty on the morning the fires broke were instead sent home on Chief Crowley's watch.
Angry criticism coming in from the city's firefighter union.
We are outraged at the termination of Fire Chief Crowley, period. In our opinion, Chief Crowley is being made a scapegoat, and she's being terminated for telling the truth.
As in speaking publicly about budget cuts affecting deployment during the devastating Palisades fire to our own Gigi Graciette.
Fire department needs to be properly funded.
And it's not.
It's not at this point.
The fire department was not cut.
But firefighters say they received raises, but the operational budget was cut, which goes to why 1,000 firefighters were sent home the day of the fires.
Is because we didn't have enough engines or trucks. You know why? Because they're in our field repair shops, maintenance yard, because we don't have enough mechanics to fix them. Mechanics that were cut by Mayor Bass's budget.
Fire department pushing back on Mayor Karen Bass as she blames everyone but herself for a trip to Africa while her city burned to the ground.
It was going to be a very, very short trip, over a weekend and 2 business days. Although there were warnings that I frankly wasn't aware of, I think our preparation wasn't what it typically is.
What do you mean there were warnings you weren't aware of? Because I know we were talking about it on the news.
It didn't reach that level to me to say something terrible could happen and maybe you shouldn't have gone on the trip.
Why didn't it happen?
To me, I don't know. I mean, I think that that's one of the things we need to look at.
Now the Los Angeles Fire Department is responding sternly to the mayor's claims she was not warned, saying the department followed all standard preparation procedures. Quote, prior to the Palisades fire, the LAFD emailed 2 separate media advisories, conducted multiple live and recorded media interviews about the predicted extreme fire weather, and notified city officials about the upcoming weather event. The historic fires burned down entire neighborhoods for days, becoming the 9th deadliest and 3rd most destructive wildfire on record in California.
It's her job to know. A mayor is not a figurehead. A mayor is the CEO of a city. And in a city where these fires are an annual event, it is her job to be aware of it. And if she says the information didn't reach her, then she is responsible for a failure in the chain of command. Was she prioritized her political interest in going to Ghana over her responsibility to the people of Los Angeles? And, you know, this is just a typical Democrat response. You cut the budget, you ignore warnings, and then you say, you know what, let's do a study on this. But in the end, what you have here is a woman who, I looked at her history, she has done nothing proactively to prevent any of these problems. And she was warned in December by the fire chief, who said, look, you cannot do these budget cuts. This is something that is going to happen. And she says, you know, she says, I'll pass the buck. And she felt comfortable enough to go to Ghana, and she thinks that she can get away with it.
LA City Council member Monica Rodriguez sending us this statement, taking a stand against the Bass decision. Here's what she said, quote, Chief Crowley remains the most qualified member of the Los Angeles City Fire Department that earned her well-deserved appointment as fire chief. I'm outraged by the scapegoating revealed by the mayor's actions. I plan to use my authority as a council member to set the record straight and encourage Chief Crowley to appeal the mayor's baseless termination to the city council. The public deserves a full account of every single leadership failure that has taken place.